Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. How we doing?
You got jokes up. Go there and play. Go there and play. Go there and play. Go there and play. Go there and play.
All I know is I will take my Cowboys over your Lakers any day or night because my Cowboys have arrived in the penthouse and your Lakers, even without the phony GOAT, are stuck in the outhouse.
Go there.
That was a stinker.
Do we even count that when GOAT don't play?
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No,
what do you always say? They pay the other team too, don't they?
Well, let's start with that Lake Show game because after blowing a 26-point lead to OKC last week, the Lakers blew a 19-point lead last night.
What?
The Thunder are 0-6 against the rest of the NBA and now 2-0 against the Lakers. LeBron didn't play in either, and he's now expected to miss at least 1 week with an abdominal strain. So, Shannon, what was the biggest reason for the Lakers' collapse last night?
The same reason they've lost games before. It was their defense. Skip, I can be lazy and say, yeah, they turned the ball over. Yeah, they had 17 turnovers. Yeah, I can say Russ picked a very bad time to have his first turnover in the fourth quarter, late in the ball game when they were down by one, Skip. Oh, I think they were down by one, maybe two. Had Melo trailing 2. But that's not why, Skip. They lost because of their defense. Again, they stopped playing defense. They built this 19-point lead, just like they did in OKC, but it was a 26-point lead. And for some reason, all of a sudden, they start taking bad shots, they start turning the ball over, and they don't play defense. Skip, they have these spells, and if you notice, it goes back a couple of years where they'll go 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes without scoring a field goal. Well, if you build a big lead and you go that length of time without scoring buckets, you better lock in defensively because if you're not scoring and you're allowing the other team to score, there's not a lead that's big enough in which they can't overcome. We saw that just a week ago. They overcame a 26-point lead. We saw this last night. They overcome a 19-point lead because the Lakers stopped playing defense. In the fourth quarter, they give up 35 points. They let them shoot 53% from the field, 50% from the three. Well, Skip, if you have an early 9-point lead in the fourth quarter and you allow a team to do that, well, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to, start looking around. What happened? You squandered a great game by Anthony Davis. He was 29 and 18. Tremendous. Carmelo again, coming off the bench. Skip 5 or 10 for 3. Got it going late. But Russ is, this is what you're going to get from Russ. You're going to get a guy that's very inefficient. You're going to get a guy, because Skip, you know what? Russell Westbrook reminds me of Tony Romo. Tony Romo picked the very worst time to have a turnover in a ball game. Skip, he played well. Go back to that game. You remember the game I'm talking about, don't you? 505 yards, 5 touchdowns. Ooh, Tony gonna do this thing. Tony gonna do it. Damn, Tony, you did it again. Why you pick now? Why you couldn't throw an interception in the first quarter? Why did it have to be the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in the ball game when we're tied? Russ picked a very bad time to have his very first turnover. And I don't think anybody in the world, I would have bet everything that I own that when Russ pulled up with that 3 to tie the ball game, that ball was not going in. But defense, because out there, my last point, Skip, when they were in OKC, they had this 26-point lead. They gave up 41 in the third. They gave up 37 in the fourth. 78 points in 2 quarters. What did they do last night? They gave up 35 points. So defense
in the fourth quarter.
Defense is their issue. They score plenty points. But you better be careful. When you think you can just outscore people and you have a lull and you can't lock in, you're going to lose the ball game. And then Russ, I don't know what he was thinking on that Lou Dort play. Did he realize that was his guy, Skip? Oh, he didn't. Oh, okay.
Bottom line, takeaway. Early season, but so far, Russell Westbrook is killing your Los Angeles Lakers. As I predicted, it will not work. I realized LeBron wasn't there for either Oklahoma City game, but Russ was. Russ got his start in Oklahoma City. Russ was there forever as a perennial all-star and triple-double artist, averaging triple-doubles, winning an MVP. And you also had on the floor Anthony Davis, another Hall of Fame-bound player. And you also had on the floor Carmelo, who was playing like Denver Carmelo.
Yes.
Hall of Fame bound.
Yes.
And you also, although he only played for 8 minutes last night, you had a 4th Hall of Famer, according to Shannon Sharp, and that's Dwight Howard.
Yes.
So it's 4 Hall of Famers are still left on the floor against an Oklahoma City team that, again, has lost 6 games, won only 2, and both came in collapses by your Los Angeles Lakers,
Yes.
which is incomprehensible to me. And yet, if I just glanced at the stat sheet from last night, I'd say, Hall of Fame rose and shone last night because, to your point, AD had 29 and 18. That sounds pretty good to me. Russell Westbrook, he had 27 points and hit 3 of 6 threes, which I would have bet against last night.
Perfect from the free throw line.
Okay, and 4 of 4. And hey, Melo, he stayed Melo hot.
From 3.
And he made 5 of 10 threes to total 21 points. And if you told me those 3 things, if you told me Oklahoma City missed 8 free throws, they hit 18 of 26, they missed 8 free throws, I'd look down at this and I'd say, you guys won by 20. Way to go. That's what you should have done, right? Did not happen. Yet you guys had a 19-point lead, but here even worse. With 9:42 left in the basketball game in the fourth quarter, you had a 9-point lead. A 9-point lead?
Yep.
And you can't hold that with 4 Hall of Famers at home against a team that has lost its 6 other games?
You and I talked earlier. One of the reasons why they went away from Buddy Hield and took Russell Westbrook, Skip, is for nights like last night. LeBron James is out. We have 2 superstars on the court. This is a game that these 2 superstars plus Melo should be able to win.
That was your point to me before the year. That's why we got Russ. If LeBron needs time off, if he's got this injury or that injury, whatever happens in year 19, we're covered. We got insurance. We got Russ.
Yes.
We got Melo, right?
And AD.
And AD and Dwight, and you should be good to go. And Ellington came back last night. I'm going to give you this before I launch on this. Anthony hurt on his shooting hand, but he got it caught near the end of the first half, and it got bent back, and it was sprained. So he was 11 points and 6 rebounds through the second half. He wasn't quite right.
He wasn't quite as aggressive as he was.
But he did, to his credit, he came back out and he played pretty well. I don't know that he could shoot it and control the basketball quite like he should have.
He shot one, it went off the backboard. He looked around like,
let's see that play, shall we? Because this was actually a Lakers luck play. And this is when I thought, you got this. You're going to win this game. Because here's AD, and he shoots it. Whoops. It sort of veered a little bit to the right and went off the glass, and he did not call glass on that. And when he made it, he was shaking his head down the floor.
I don't know what happened with
I don't know what happened to that. But I thought, game over. You got this. But you don't got this. Because next up on the list, what happened? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander made a statement in the fourth quarter. He wanted Russ, and he got Russ. And he is obviously the successor to Russ, and there he is. He takes a logo 3 with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. He just said, no, I got this. I'm sorry, I got this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He just said, I'm going to own the fourth quarter. And did he ever? He played like an all-star. I don't know if he'll make the all-star team, but he gave it an all-star performance. And I think it was all aimed at Russell Westbrook because he's now the man in Oklahoma City. And he's saying, I'm better than Russell Westbrook. Even though Russ was often great in Oklahoma City, I remind everybody that Kevin Durant left Russ simply because of what happened once again last night. I can't win with that guy as my primary decision maker. Okay, so the logo 3 put them up 6 points, and it had dagger potential. And yet, to your team's credit, here they came back with desperation threes by Austin Reeves. And guess who played all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter? Austin Reeves. He played he's undrafted out of Oklahoma, a rookie, and he did make that shot. He missed another wide open one, but he did make that one. And then here's Melo at the top, and he just stayed Melo hot. And the crowd's going crazy, and then Russ got him again. Would you believe Russ had only 2 assists at that point late in the game? And Melo got him to 5 by making late shots. Okay, so they go bang, 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 and they cut it to 3 on Austin Reeves, then they cut it to 2 on Melo, and cut it to 1 on Carmelo. Which brings us to the showcase star of the night. Russ, you're on. There's no Bron. It's your team. It's your town. You grew up a Laker diehard, a fanatic, and you have arrived. You are now home. This is your time to shine. And what does he do? Let's look at the wild turnover, please. This is what you just discussed. You get it on the semi-break. Semi-break, and I don't know what. I think he was going to shoot it.
No, Skip, what he's going to do, you know what he's going to do? He's going to do this.
Maybe.
Over the top.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think he knew what he was going to do. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's going to go.
I don't know what he was doing, but this is classic, vintage, careless, out of control Russell Westbrook. No conscience. Do you think he lost any sleep last night? No, because no one has ever held him accountable for any of the above.
I lost sleep.
Well, you did, but he didn't. He is a turnover machine. He has low basketball IQ. He is the flip side of LeBron, who has the highest basketball IQ in the NBA. And Russ just plays completely out